What's going on, everybody? What is going on? It is Friday, July 26, 2024, and we are here for the Freestyle Friday, July 2024 edition. I almost forgot again that I was supposed to do Freestyle Friday today until I realized it last night. And because I was planning on doing a stream on a whole nother topic, but then I realized today's the last Friday of the month. I deprived my people of a Freestyle Friday last month, and I told them last month that I wasn't going to forget this month. So here we are. So the topic I was going to discuss, I'm going to actually put on to Sunday, because tomorrow I will finally be talking about the whole Sonya Massey situation. So that stream will be happening tomorrow. I think it's going to be at 4. I think I have it scheduled for 4 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. So definitely be on the lookout for that one. I know y'all are really going to be very vocal about that because that is a very sensitive topic. I'm just putting that out there now just in case anyone asks me when I drop the link, am I going to talk about that? Yes, I will be talking about it tomorrow. I'm still gathering some more stuff. There's still a lot of stuff still coming out about that story, about her, and definitely about the POS that took her out took her out. But it's Freestyle Friday, y'all. So for those of y'all who are unaware what Freestyle Friday is, that's just basically, it's just a kickback. We just talk about whatever. It's no structured topic. It's nothing like how I do with my other streams where it's a particular topic that I'm discussing. We just talk about whatever it is that really comes to our mind, whether it's in the news, not in the news, whatever the case may be. It could be something entertainment based, whatever the case is. That's what we talk about. And I try to do it for at least a good hour and a half to 2 hours, or depending on the participation of the people who decide to come up. But shout out to everybody that's in here so far. Shout out to the members. Shout out to people on Patreon. Speaking of Patreon, y'all got a new video today over there. Make sure you check that out if you haven't done so already. Also, shout out to everybody in the Discord, everyone on X, people on Instagram, those who send me stories. I'm gratefully appreciative of that. But before I go ahead and drop the link, let me go ahead and acknowledge the people who are here so far in the chat. So we have Hacksign KT, Denise Scales. And speaking of Hacksign, he is the first contributor today on the stream. Shout out to him. For the 2, he says, happy Friday to all. Shout out to you. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. Next, we have Stuns, Xavier Draco 0, Robert Brown, Kels 517, 225 Girl, RDRD, Reparations Nation, DSM Sinister, Anthony Ruger Phillips. Let's see who else. Zavon Scott, DC Precise, 007 Spidey, Scoop 2003, Kid Gravity, Wallow J, SD Johnson 857, Xavier. Speaking Wallow J, shout out to him for being a member of the channel for 4 months. I greatly appreciate that. He says, happy Friday, fam. Let's cook tonight. Much love to all. Be one.
You ain't got to be a dope boy to have money.
We have Don P. Benya, Uda, Bert, AW1. I appreciate the 2. He said, what's up, Torian? What's good with you?
When you're successful, you got new friends like Benjamin, Ulysses, and my favorite, Woodrow.
I appreciate it. We got Key Prince, DJ Wiz 76, and that is it so far. And of course, you know, because it's Friday, I have to drop the official Friday drop on the channel. And now that I've gotten all the introductions out of the way, I'm going to now go ahead and drop the link. And y'all can feel free to come on up and we just chop it up with whatever it is that you all want to talk about. But I hope everybody is having a good day. I hope everybody had a good week. The weather was nice this week. For some odd reason, I'm not complaining. But today was lovely. It was a great week weather-wise. DJ Wiz says, I know you're going to go in. Oh, most definitely. Listen, I've been collecting. Listen, I got screenshots. I had videos. I got articles. I'm going to try to cover all my bases tomorrow when I do that stream. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, I'm going to probably say it again tomorrow. I'm going to be quite honest with you. That's one of those streams where I'm probably not going to drop the link because it's such a very sensitive topic. And I usually do that when it comes to topics like that. Usually when it's the ones where we can kind of like laugh at it or something like that, or it's not something too sensitive, then that's when I usually would drop the link. But that's a very, very, very sensitive topic, so I probably won't drop the link tomorrow. I think the only other time I did that was with the Tulsa, with them denying them to get their reparations, because that was a very sensitive subject. So I probably won't drop the link tomorrow. But don't worry, because the live streams that I'm gonna have coming after that, I will definitely drop the link, because those aren't heavy hitting. Just giving y'all a heads up. And shout out to Denise for the 5. I appreciate you.
What I say? Tell them to bring me my money.
Okay, now that we got that out of the way, some people are already here. Mr. Williams, what's going on?
Hey, what's up? What's up, everybody? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Cool. Yeah. Hey, how long has it been since you did Freestyle Friday? I feel like a minute.
The last time I did one was in May.
Damn. Okay.
Because I forgot to do one in the month of June.
Oh, okay. Well, hell, there's a lot to talk about, but I'm gonna try to start from good news. Seen the Deadpool, liked it, you know. So I think
my review for that's going up tomorrow.
Okay, I ain't gonna say no. All I'm gonna say is I liked it, and I expected them to use the same formula, so I'm good. Mm-hmm. My next adventure is gonna be Alien Romulus. That may be it for this year, just because I've been. If you ever seen any of those, starting with Prometheus, it's pretty interesting. It kind of shows how it all began. I'll just say that.
I've seen Prometheus, and I've seen Alien Covenant. I'm most likely going to see Romulus as well. The trailers, like every trailer that they dropped for that, sold me. Like they just got better and better, and I like that. And I like, especially with this last one they dropped, because they show with the face huggers. They actually show what they do on their face, because in the older Alien movies you only saw
them little things creep me out.
You never saw what they did. You never saw what they did until now.
Right. They creep me out. They just, trust me, they're like giant spiders, and it's kind of
They look more aggressive. They look more aggressive in this movie.
Right. They just gonna take it. Shit, that's how I look at it. I was listening to Lisa on a couple of things. Now, did you listen to her talk this morning about the officer?
I didn't get it. I listened to it in bits and pieces because I was moving around a little bit this morning.
Okay. Well, I want to make sure I caught this right. That's Harvey's cousin?
Huh?
Sandra Macy. Supposedly she said that was Harvey's cousin. Or some relative. I'm like, I know that because
I think Harvey was on Nicole's View yesterday. Was it yesterday? I think it was. He was on her channel yesterday, and I think he did mention that.
Okay. So I was like, did I just hear that? Because, condolences to Harvey. Honestly, he doesn't need no more right now. I mean, sorry. Because I've been only watching for a couple of years, and it's, but I'm going to get my condolences to Harvey also. Let's see. Everybody but Brett Favre goes to prison, I guess. Yeah. Okay.
I actually just recorded an update video this morning about Brett Favre. Well, not necessarily him, but someone who's connected to him. And I'm gonna probably most likely upload that. I think I'm gonna probably upload that on Sunday, because I try to keep that particular topic as close to the forefront as possible, because mainstream media is not really going to talk about it.
Oh, silent. That's if it wasn't for you or anybody else in black media, or even what's his name, Dr. Rashad Ritchie, it would pretty much just be hushed. Let's see. We got apparently all these supposedly what we would look at as a strong black men are all bending over for Miss Clark. I'm just like, oh God. Shannon, what was the last dude you talked about? Goatmouth? Robert Griffin?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Which I guess I'm gonna say this before I get off. I actually feel sorry for Miss Clark. All she wants to do is play basketball. I feel sorry for her, and I think someone in the
I don't really feel bad for her based on some of the comments that she said. When she says that it's not her job to really, when she said it's not really her job to like really acknowledge what the people have been saying, or she doesn't pay attention to it. I'm like, and I'm saying to myself, how do you not know what's going on? It's all over social media. If Angel Reese can see the stuff that is being said about her, I know you see the stuff that is being said about you and how they've been weaponizing your name to push their own agenda. So yeah,
I don't think she's a strong voice though. I don't think she has that in her. She's not Angel Reese because but she's gonna have to have it sooner or later. Because I bet you when she does, a lot of those so-called fans gonna turn on her so quick, and that would be good for her. But I think she's scared too, honestly. Just because I mean, like I said, because Angel Reese probably been dealing with that mess for a minute. So she's like, yeah, whatever. Y'all hate me. Well, hey, man, I'm gonna go ahead and just, say what I gotta say and call it out. To me, Caitlyn is not strong like that, and I think she's scared to lose a fan base, but she's really not. Because the only thing she's gonna do if she ever decides to speak up is actually expose her fake fan base. And she's gonna still have her fan base there. But eventually she's gonna have to say something because now she's, like you said, 'cause I don't keep up with it on, unless when y'all say something, it's going to continue, and it's making her look, I would say it's making her look more like the villain, like she actually likes she's accepting the behavior type deal. So unless she speaks up, then she's going to look at as a villain by a lot of us who were actually feeling bad for her when it all first started. But I'm gonna let everybody else talk. I'm trying to get this new modem going.
Okay.
I have no Wi-Fi. So all right, I'll see y'all later, and I can't wait to hear your review for the Deadpool tomorrow.
All right. You have a good one.
Yep. Bye.
Shout out to Mr. Williams for coming up. Next up, we got Wallow J. What's going on?
What's going on, Torian? What's up, everybody? So today I did some digging. For some reason, I said, let me do some digging on what's going on in my governor's race today. And from what I've been gathering, the governor's race is one of the most, like, campaign-wise, one of the most money being spent out of all the governor's races right now. And Josh Stern, which is our attorney general, is outspending him like, what is it, about around $16 million to Mark Robinson's $6,000, so $10 million gap basically. And for some reason, I don't know what it is, I've only seen Josh Stern's ads on my YouTube. Like if I go on look at one of your videos, his videos will pop up about Mark Robinson. I've never seen nothing about Mark Robinson. Kind of glad because I don't want to look at his fat ass talking. But anyway, something came up a couple of days ago. Now his wife has gotten some backlash because she now allegedly owes $100,000 in money.
You said $100,000 of what?
Money.
Oh, okay, I thought you were about to say 100. I thought you said $100,000 a month. That's why I had to ask you. Can you repeat?
Oh no, not a month, but she's in debt like he is. Like she's been called. I'll probably post posting in the crowd by people for. I forgot what. I think it's like some nutrition for kids that she owes $100,000, over $100,000 worth. And I said, well, damn. I said, the same thing Mark Robinson been doing, it rubbed off on his wife. I said, damn. Two peas of a pod, because I was just like, I just said, Lord have mercy. I said, how is the fights and stuff like that? He don't really have anything. Like, you notice how some politicians, they have a whole layout of what they want to do. he has like 4 things he talks about, which is like the basic talking points. And Josh Stern, he has this whole list of almost the same thing, but like 3 times more. And also, I just found out he's Jewish. I said, "Oh, I already know who's gonna win this election now." I said, "Yeah, we know who's gonna win this one." But yeah, I just thought I bring that to the family. I want to send out my condolences to Sonia Massey and her family and to Harvey. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop down, let everybody else talk. I'll be out of here, man. Be one.
Appreciate you, Wallow J. And Tedra, to answer your question, I think Miss Nisi just answered it. But the state he was talking about is North Carolina. All right, next up we got Xavier. What's going on? Xavier, if you're speaking, your mic is muted.
Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I really worn out from work today, so I'm a bit off. Greetings to you, brother, and B1. I'm happy I caught this because the last time we did Freestyle Friday, I was so mad I missed it, and I was like, I gotta catch this one, and nothing too heavy. Just wanted to appreciate you and all the work you do, and also fun fact, I've ever been a member too since.
Oh, I appreciate that.
So, yeah, I really appreciate all the work you do and bringing all these, bringing us information and things, to just show some of these things that we would otherwise not know, and that it goes a very long way. You have no idea. About the alien thing that I don't know
Williams.
who said it. Who was it? Oh yeah, Mr. Williams. The alien thing. I think that triggered my arachnophobia when I was a kid watching Alien.
Because the huggers look like spiders.
Oh my God! You have no idea. Like, I had nightmares about that stuff growing up, but I still love Alien for some reason.
Yeah,
it's
a good franchise. It's crazy to believe that franchise has been around since the late 70s, and it spawned so many movies and franchises over the years, and that it's still thriving. But yes, those huggers. Those things are creepy. I remember when I watched the first Alien movie, and I was saying to myself, I was like, "What are those? Like, what are those things?" I said those to me were more creepy than the xenomorph. At least with the xenomorph, you kind of know what to expect, but them things are so small, and you gotta look at the ground and they jump. So I think that's the crazy part. But I'm looking at the trailer for this movie, and I said these things are very aggressive this time around. I mean, these things are literally hopping, like them things got some hops to them.
Yeah, I think they kind of kept making them more and more aggressive with each movie because if I remember correctly, the Alien versus Predator movies, the face huggers were actually pretty aggressive there too, when they were going after the Predator. I think in one of the scenes. So yeah, it's not that surprising. And what blows my mind is the fact that they took two of the creepiest things jumping out of people's chests and spiders, and just combined the two together.
Good point.
Boy,
good point.
that was gold. Anyways, also the whole Sonia Massey thing. I know you're gonna talk about it. I felt so sad seeing that the last thing this poor lady said was, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." That broke my heart for real, because it's like, what else are you gonna do? You don't expect, and the fact that she called the cops herself, thinking they would protect her, and they were the ones who now took her out. I'm gonna
talk. Like I said, tomorrow that's gonna be my topic of discussion. I figured I'd do it tomorrow because of a couple of reasons. One, because I was still getting information and stuff like that. I know Professor Black Truth did his Friday crime report on Sean Grayson, who is the
I watched
who was the
that.
cop that killed Sonia Massey, and I kind of figured that's who he was going to talk about today. But I wanted to wait because there's still more stuff coming out. And shout out to Tawana in the Discord because she has been posting links and stuff. She actually posted one today about him that just came out like today or yesterday. So I'm trying to get as much more information as possible. Like I said, I've got videos, I got articles, I got screenshots. I have quite a few things that I'm gonna be going over tomorrow. And I figured tomorrow will be a better day because it's Saturday and people are off. And I put it at a time where many people will be available to catch it. I said 4:00 is perfect because it's
Awesome.
because it's like in a central area. So I said I'll do that. That's gonna be the time I'm gonna do it tomorrow. So I already got the thumbnail created. If there's anything else that'll come out between now and then, I'll still collect it. Like literally, I have I send articles that are posted in the Discord, and I send them to myself in my DM on Twitter. And man, I think I must have sent about between today and yesterday, and maybe the day before, I probably sent about a good 10 to 15 pieces of items related to this to myself.
Oh man.
I actually also too, I have the full because a lot of people haven't seen it. I have the full body cam footage. A lot of people only saw the part where they were when they were already inside the house. A lot of people didn't see before they got in the house and after the like the ambulance, like the paramedics and people got there. They only saw the interaction between them two and the shooting itself, and that's it. But people didn't see. A lot of people didn't see the beginning and the end, but they only saw what happened in between that.
I couldn't bring myself to see that, brother. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like after, I think George Floyd was the last death of a black person I could stand. Yeah. After that, I was like, I tapped out. I couldn't do it because. But one thing it would break my heart. Yeah, sorry about this. Sorry to cut you.
You're good. But one thing I made sure to do was when I did the when I got the video and downloaded it, because I remember this from the last time. Because the last time I showed some footage of somebody going into a place and shooting something up, the stream got shut down because it showed the firearm. Violence. What I made sure to do was when it gets to the part where they pull out their gun. And throughout the shooting, which is maybe like a 3-minute interaction right there, I actually made a whole black screen. So the only thing you can do is hear it. You can't actually see anything, which I should be good with. Is that if you hear it, then that's one thing. But if you see it, that's another. And then I don't want to traumatize anybody anyway. So at first I was just gonna blur. At first I was just gonna blur it, but with the blur you can still see the motion. But with the black screen, you can't see anything. So you'll only be able to hear it. And by this time, I think that one of two things has happened. One, you've already seen it and you don't want to see it again. Or two, you haven't seen it and you don't want to see it at all. So I'm covering my bases with that.
That is really brave of you to go through that. I honestly, I used to think I was strong, but I saw the George Floyd video the first time. And I broke down, like I couldn't do it, like because the sick part is when I saw that video, I kept thinking, God, this could be any of us, this could be any one of us, and then to see this lady in her house, man, I can't stand seeing black people getting killed anymore. I just can't do it. It's sick, and I pray for her family, and God bless you, brother, for even covering that. I'm kind of choking up, honestly, because
that's why I told people that's why I said tomorrow when I do that stream, that's going to be one of the streams where I don't drop the link, because I know that's going to be a triggering thing for people, not only because of what happened, but not only am I going to go over, and I'm actually giving y'all a preview of tomorrow. I'm giving it the whole day in advance. So I'm going to go over the actual body cam footage, of course, because naturally I have to do that. Then I'm going to go over some statements that were given from her family, like her mother and her son and her dad. Then I'm going to also go over some of the responses. That's going to be the triggering point for a lot of people, because some of the responses that came from some people were very, very nasty. And believe
That
it or not,
people, they're not people.
Yeah,
Anyone who can make light of this is not a person.
Yes, that you literally just said what I was. You literally just said what I was going to say. Some of mainly the responses y'all are going to see tomorrow from the people that gave responses are from people that, quote unquote, I would say are Black identified. I'll put it like that. But you'll see what I mean you'll see what I mean when I go over tomorrow.
I'll definitely be there, brother. And I really appreciate your work. Last thing I'm gonna say, sorry, I'll get off. I just wanted to say, the reason why it triggered me was because I don't know. I think I mentioned it on the channel before. My younger sister actually went through something similar, except she thankfully wasn't killed. Red cops were called on her, and they beat her up really badly, and she spent almost the whole week in jail. We didn't know where she was. We kept looking for her all over the place, and it was traumatic. She's still not over it. Like, it damn near broke her, and I think about that, and each time I hear about these interactions, I keep thinking, God, please let this madness end. And I know that with everyone, brothers like and sisters like you out there putting out the message and fighting back, this fight will definitely come to an end in our favor. And that's really what I wanted to say. Sorry, I know I said it would get heavy, but it just kind of I just kind of thought about that. But thanks again, brother, and be one.
Be one. Appreciate you coming up, Xavier. But before I bring up the next person, I want to see some of the comments that's in here. Scoop has said, Torian, I want to take my sons to see Deadpool and Wolverine just to get some of the merchandise. Listen, I went last night with some people, and every piece of merchandise that they had, like the popcorn buckets, were sold out. The only ones they had were on display. They didn't have no more buckets. They didn't have no more cups. And I think what people did was they went to the theater hours in advance and they bought them before coming in, because they knew if they went at the time when their movie was getting ready to start, they would be sold out. I saw, as a matter of fact, it's a theater by me. This movie, they literally had to open up the theater early just to do early morning showings. And when I said early morning, I'm talking about the first one started at 9:30 in the morning on a Friday. I guess they figured, the kids are still out of school. Why not? And people were going. But I went last night. Like I said, my review for it is going up. But yeah, if you plan on going to see Deadpool and Wolverine this weekend and you want to get a popcorn bucket or a cup, good luck to you. Good luck. Or go in advance and see if you get something, and see what happens. And I heard those popcorn buckets are they damn near break the bank. Denise asked me, she said, are you watching the opening of the Paris Olympics? I watched a little bit of it. As y'all know, the Olympics has now officially kicked off. Paris is about 7 hours ahead of us, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I think they're about 7 hours or 6 or 7 hours ahead of us. So if you missed it during the live coverage, which was at 1:30, they're going to replay it again, the recording, at 7:30 on all NBC-based affiliates. So if any NBC channel, or if you have Peacock, that's where they're going to air it at. I'm trying to see if there are any more additional comments that I want to get to before. Okay, so there's none. Okay, next up we got Spidey. What's going on? And if you're talking, your mic is muted. And I'm definitely glad you up here, because I need to hear from you how everything went post or during the RNC, because you were right in the thick of everything.
Man, listen. Well, first of all, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Man, listen. It was crazy, man. And I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't watch every night. I did not watch every night of the RNC, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, but how was traffic? Was it a lot? I know it was a lot of people.
There was. But see, here's the thing. I don't live nowhere downtown, but I know that there was hella security though at Pfizer. it was you know, I actually read something like the Friday before the Monday of the or the weekend before the first night of the convention, that it wasn't just going to be federal protection. You were going, we were let know in advance that there was going to be officers from literally other jurisdictions from other states. So, like for an example, we had officers from different departments from ranging from Alabama, Illinois, Maryland, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and what have you.
Cool. Interesting.
I mean, so yeah, you literally had all those different states sending officers here to the city just for one damn convention. Like, security was up the wazoo.
Yeah, I know traffic was probably crazy. There was probably a lot of detours as well around that area as well.
Yeah, I really can't speak to that because you know, yeah, like I said, I live nowhere downtown, so yeah, the traffic did not really affect me where I was. I just made sure that, you know, I just kept to myself and I didn't go out too much or often for that whole entire week. But there is one thing I wanted to bring up since everybody wants to talk about Sonia Massey. We actually had a local incident here, right out in the city. And speaking of officers from different states, we had there was literally two Columbus, Ohio police officers who were here for the convention, working for the convention, of course, that shot a homeless black guy.
Wow.
And see, it was nowhere near the convention. So why the fuck were these officers allowed to go outside the zone patrolling in a community or in a city, on top of that, where they did not know the lay of the land, where they could let some bullshit like this happen? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
But see, that just goes to show you where things are headed, man. And you know, it's just crazy. So yeah. Oh, and by the way, shouts out to Wallow J, because I enjoyed his little mini commentary about him talking about his local politics a few minutes ago when he talked about Mark Robinson, the chocolate Pillsbury Doughboy, and his wife, and their money problems.
Well, couldn't have happened to a more deserving, whatever you want to call it.
And I had already knew that what's the guy's name who's running against him, who's of course for the Democrats. I'd already knew that he was judging by his last name, that he was part of the J-ish community. So go figure. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Literally go figure. There was something else I wanted to bring up, but it's kind of escaping me. Shit. Oh yeah. Shouts out. I wanted to give a special shout out to Miss Blueberry Muffin, because I remember we were on a live stream together. I think it was on Afro Elite's channel. I think it was back in January. She called it. She said that Biden was going to drop out of the race. So I want to give credit to her for saying that. She said it right then and there that she predicted that Biden was going to drop out of the race.
And didn't even have to consult with a crystal ball to do it.
But yeah, man, I think that's it for me right now, man. I think I pretty much covered every base, man. You got to see last week how Milwaukee gets down, or at least a certain element of Wisconsin gets down. So,
well, listen, I'm gonna tell you this right now. If it wasn't for Kid Gravity doing live, coverage for the RNC, I wouldn't have paid attention to it. I'm just being honest with you. shout out to KG. I think he's in the chat. That's the only reason I paid attention to it. I'm sure anybody else who subscribed to his channel, that's the only reason you watch it, because he kept it entertaining. But other than that, I wouldn't have given it a second look.
Yep. Well, take care, man. Talk to you next month.
All right. Shout out to Spidey for coming up. I was seeing some people leave some comments about the Olympics. After I let this person come up, then I'm gonna pull up the schedule so people can see how it is, because I know people say they're only gonna watch the Olympics for gymnastics with Simone Biles and track and maybe the basketball. But they have the whole schedule online. But I'll pull that up after I bring up this last person. Unicourse, what's going on? And if you're talking, your mic is muted. Unicourse, are you okay?
And why should I care?
Oh Lord! Wow. Okay, KG, you got me with that one, because I'm actually thinking this is a real person. I don't know why I didn't look to check to see who this was before, because I can look and see who it is on the little 3 dots. But I'm thinking this may be a new person. Okay, y'all, KG got me with this one, y'all. You got me, because it wasn't the typical trolling name where we could figure out that it's you.
Yes, sir. Good evening to the room.
What's going on? How's everything at home on the home front?
New York traffic sucks.
Oh, I could have told you that, and I'm not even from New York.
No, it's worse. Like, it's actually worse. They lowered the speed limit. It's now 25.
What did it used to be?
30.
Wow.
And then
that's a heck of a drop.
Oh yeah, they're talking about changing it to 20.
That must mean it's some people that speed in like. Are these in like residential areas?
Everywhere in the city, everywhere.
Wow, you said in the city. Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That is exactly why a lot of people in New York don't drive around like that.
Mm-hmm. But you should thank my wife, because I was going to troll you with a box of Kodiak pancakes.
Oh yeah, you saw the picture that I put in the Discord when I saw, because I had got a so here's how it went. I went to the Costco yesterday and I picked them, and I had got the box that I needed because I was getting some stuff, and I got that box. I literally was about to leave that aisle, and then I reversed my cart and I said, let me take a picture of this and post it in KG's chat, just so I could troll him a little bit.
And then I went to eBay today and I saw the box, and I was going to send you a picture, and I was like, we got to But bro, you might be converting me, bro, because they had some chick in there. She was making them. Mm-hmm. I was like, Torian be eating this? This is not bad. You need some sugar. Good.
It's good. Sugar. Now, what I do with mine is I'll either put one of these 2 ingredients in. I'll either put bananas in it, or I'll put chocolate chips in them. And sometimes, and when it comes to the bananas, I usually mash the bananas up instead of them being sliced.
Hey, brother, you want me to show you how much of a tether I am?
How? Are you about to tell me you put plantains in yours?
No, I'm not even gonna go that far. Now you don't do that. I might put some mambo sauce in and try that out.
Oh yeah, well yeah, I wouldn't even do that.
I don't know, brother. That sweet spicy on the mambo sauce. I don't know, bro. It might hit. I'll let y'all know. There might be a video on the other channel. I'll let you know. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I saw the Olympics opening. I saw some of the clips. This world's cooked.
Why you say that?
They did a lot of training stuff. A lot of OT.
Oh, you know what? It's funny you say that, because when I was looking, because like I said, I was not all the way into it, but I did see one performer or performance or something. And when I was looking at this person, I said, this person has a very strong looking face. Mm-hmm. And I said, is that? And you just confirmed it for me.
Yeah. So they pissed the conservatives off.
And you gotta remember where they are. They are in France. So let it ride.
But the conservatives were losing their mind on X over that. I'm like, y'all don't even watch that. So keep it moving. I'm sure there's something on Daily Wire you can go watch.
Hey, listen. Oh, speaking of them, they got upset because they found out that LeBron was carrying. Was LeBron carrying the torch of the flag? Was he carrying the torch of the flag?
Him and Coco Gauff.
Well, they wasn't really talking about. He was carrying the torch.
Yeah, both of them.
They were so mad on X at LeBron when they said, how dare this person who knelt before the national anthem, how dare he get up there and carry the torch for the Americans? I'm not watching. I said, yes, you are.
Yes, you are, because you
Yes,
want to
you
see
are.
you want to see the American women lose the basketball tournament, just so you can say, see, should have had Caitlin Clark on there.
Yeah, and also too, I don't know if this is a historical thing or not, but I don't think I've ever seen, as at least for the American, for the US side, where they had two Black American athletes carry the torch for
No,
the country.
LeBron's the first basketball player ever in Coco Golf. They've done it with Black women before, but I think because she's like the most popular teen athlete in America, so they said just use it because they want to kind of have like that representation, one woman, one man.
Okay.
Yeah, but between that and you got to go see the clip with the dude in all four. You're gonna lose your mind. And there was a lot of demonic stuff there, so I kind of see what they were talking about, but the rest of that they was just reading to the wind. But yeah, and yeah, so I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm going to the C16, so you know how things are. But now they calling me by my government. Okay. All right, I gotta go, family.
All right, yeah, you're
don't
being
do
paged.
Don't do that. What's his name? Okay, thank you. Yeah, see, this is now y'all getting a crash course on how Jamaican sound.
All right. Appreciate you, KG. All right, shout out to KG, aka Unicourse, for coming up. All right, what I'm gonna do for y'all is some people wanted to see the scheduling for the events as far as like gymnastics, track, and I believe basketball. So let me share my screen right quick. All right, so remember I said that the time difference. Paris is 6 or 7 hours ahead of us. So just keep that in mind if you want to catch this live. Now, of course, if you can't catch it live, I'm sure the replay is going to play later on in the day. But the thing about that is, it's a good chance that you're going to find out the results of each match before you actually see it. At least that's what happened with me when I watched the Olympics. I think it was when it was the 2016 when they were in Rio. And when that happened, that I ended up finding out people won before I actually got a chance to. I mean, I still watched it, but I really wish I could have found out in real time what it was live. But because of that time difference, it was kind of difficult. And shout out to Scoop for the 5. He says Sonya Massey is another Breonna Taylor. Race Soldier still on that type of get down as usual.
Dollar happy dance. Where them dollars at? Where them dollars at? Where them dollars?
Appreciate you. All right, y'all. So this is the gymnastics, because I know someone asked about the gymnastics, and this is the women's. So this is where Simone Biles will be at. So the women's gymnastics will kick off on Sunday, the 28th. That is when the gymnastics will kick off. So these are the times right here. So they also have it by military time. Thank God for me formerly working in the airport, where that's how I learned how to do military time. And my dad was in the military as well. So they have gymnastics. I'm not sure which one she's in. These are like the qualifications, but this is just the rundown as far as the times go. So they got 3:30. Now this is their time, y'all. This is their time. And I want to say that this is definitely I'm seeing it's saying 3:30, but then it goes on and mentions like 15:10, and I know that's the PM. So I'm seeing 3:30 a.m. So they are performing wee hours in the morning for them, but it would be late at night for us. Oh, you said, oh, you know what? When you got it right, Miss Nisi, when you said artistic gymnastics. That's that one when they be on the trampoline and stuff. Forgive me, y'all. I'm trying to see because I don't see the gymnastics on here. I don't know what rhythmic gymnastics is. I don't know what that is. Is that the same thing? I'm not sure. The way that they got these broken down, I'm not really sure. ATR says no, artistic is the one with her. All right, so I need some clarification, y'all. Is artistic gymnastics the one that Simone Biles is competing in? Rhythmic is with the ribbon and the balls, or the trampoline. Oh, trampoline would be trampoline. Okay, so I think I got some clarification that this is the one she's in. Okay. So when they say 3:30, that's 3:30 a.m. in Paris, which, remember, they're about 6 hours ahead of us. So that's about 9:30 here. And well, for those of us on the East Coast. And it's even earlier for those on the West Coast. Then, of course, with this one says 5:40. So now you're getting closer to midnight with this one. And this is just the qualifications. This is for the qualifying round. Then they got 12 in the afternoon. So now it's morning time for us. And then 15:10, which is 3:10 in the afternoon. Now it's, later on in the morning for us. And then they said that's the end of the Olympic day. So they only have this block right here, and that's on the 28th. Then as you go on, that's for the men's. And then on the 30th, they have the women's team final on the 30th. Then the August on the 1st, women's all-around final on the 1st. And then they have the women's vault on the 3rd. So these are the dates right here. So the 3rd is the next, is for the women's vault final, 10:20. Then again on the 4th. Then the 5th, which is the balance beam. I forgot also the uneven bars and the floor exercise. And that's their last run, the 5th. So the women's gymnastics runs from the 28th, the 30th, the 1st, the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, and that's it. So that's the schedule for the women's gymnastics. Now the basketball, let me see something here. For the men's, their first game for the men against Serbia is on the 28th, which is the same day as the women's gymnastics, at 11:15 their time. Then let me see. The women's is on the 29th, which is Monday, against Japan. And then the men play again on the 31st against the South Sudan. Lewis knows is the uneven bars where they have to jump from high to low and back. Yes, that's the uneven bars. Then on the 1st is the women's basketball against Belgium. That's on August the 1st. The men's basketball, the U.S. men's doesn't have anything on the 2nd. Okay, the next one they have is on the 3rd, where they play against Puerto Rico. The women will play against Germany on the 4th. And then on the 6th, they will have the quarterfinal for the men. And on the 7th, they will have the quarterfinals for the women, depending on how everything goes from the previous days. And on the 8th, they will have the semifinals for the men. The women will be on the 9th. The semifinals will be on the 9th. And the finals for the men will be on the 10th. And the finals for the women will be on the 11th. So the rundown for so basically the men's basketball, the basketball, they literally run the entire time. So remember, the Olympics kicks off today and it runs through August 11th. The basketball's first set of games starts tomorrow and literally runs all the way through the 11th. So that they literally have the whole 2 weeks. So that's the basketball schedule. Let's see here. Let me see its track on here. It should be on here. Yeah, boxing is still in the Olympics, ATR. Let me see. Maybe this is no, that's cycling. Never mind. I'm trying to see. I don't see where track is on here. I do not see track and field on here unless it's under a name that I'm not familiar with. Hold on, y'all. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. Because I forget that they have when it comes to the track and field, they kind of combined all of them into one. So it's like you got to like really siphon through where there's an act, because they won't just have track and field as one as its own separate event. They mix in track and field, the hurdle jump, the triathlon, the shot put. They throw all of this into one. All right, so I have to come on to here, y'all. That's why it threw me off, because when it comes to the track and field, they don't have their own section like gymnastics or basketball. They mix it in, they mix it up. So we're now looking for a race walk. That's basically that power walk thing. So as you can see, the track and field stuff all kicks off on the 1st. So they have a couple of days before that begins. That's the decathlon, hammer throw, women's high jump, 1500 meter hammer throw, women's 100. Okay, so now we're getting into the track stuff. So we have athletics, women's 100 meter. That is going to be on August the 2nd. That is a Friday. That's next Friday, a week from today. At for them, it's at 5:50. For us, that is about 12:50 or 11:50. I'm not sure, but it's going to be like late morning. So for those who want to watch Sha'Carri Richardson do a thing, watch this. It'll be at 5:50 their time, which is about 11:50 our time in the morning. For those of us on the East Coast, that is. Now, if you're on the West Coast, you got yours a little bit earlier. You got 3 additional hours ahead before us. So that is the first women's event right here. Next up is see here. I can't believe they got a 10,000 meter. You know how much running that is? All right, so we now have the men's 100-meter preliminary round on August the 3rd. That is on Saturday at 4:35 their time. So it's about morning. Definitely, it's for sure morning for us. So for those who want to watch Noah Lyles do his thing, right there. And they also have the men's 100-meter round at 5:45 their time. That's also on the same day, on the 3rd. Then on the 3rd, then the track and field got a lot. Track got a lot. The field events, I should say, has a lot of stuff going on. So we have the women's 100-meter semifinal at 3:50 their time, which is in the morning, our time. Then you have the 4x400 relay mixed, which is men and women. Then they have the women's 100-meter final at 3:20. I'm sorry, not 3:20, 5:20. And that's the end of that. Now we have August the 4th. No one's checking for that. At least I'm not. Then they got the women's 200-meter at 4:55 their time on the 4th. The 400-meter for the men, the 100-meter, the men's 100-meter semifinal also is on that day, and the 100-meter final is also on that day as well. Let's see. On the 5th, what's going on, Candy Love? The 5th is the 400-meter hurdle for the men. In the 400-meter for the women. That is on the 5th. The men's 200 is on the 5th. The women's 200 semifinals on the 5th as well. They got a lot of stuff. They have a lot of stuff going on. So for those of y'all who are into track and field, y'all gonna be spoiled. Y'all, it's a lot. We are now just on the 6th. Remember, they run all the way to the 11th. Bert, I don't know how they can do that half marathon. I remember watching the half marathon. I think during not the last Olympics, the one when they was in Rio. And the person who won, they basically collapsed right there at the end of the finish line because they were so tired and their body was so sore. They had to be carried. I think they had to be carried off the pavement. But y'all let me know what in the chat, which event are y'all looking forward to? I'm seeing a lot of people saying they're looking for track and field. People are looking forward to basketball, gymnastics. So I'm curious to see what y'all are looking for. We're just going over the schedule for those of y'all who just came in. So versus the 4x100, 200, 4x400. ATR says I love steeplechase. Bert says the decathlon. So on this one, on the 6th, we have the men's javelin, the hurdles, the women's long jump, the women's hammer throw, the women's 400-meter hurdles semifinal, the men's long jump, the steeplechase, and the women's 200-meter final. I'm gonna go over boxing, Spidey. On the 7th, we have the marathon walk race, the men's high jump, the women's 100-meter hurdle, the women's javelin throw, the men's 5,000-meter, the pole vault, the men's triple jump, the discus, and the steeplechase. Candy said the basketball, women, and men's gymnastics. Denise said the women's gymnastics and track and field. Athletics says the women's heptathlon, 100-meter hurdles, the shot put, the relay. I'm really looking forward to the relay. I love the relay. Hold up. Did y'all see the relay? The one, the relay that they did, the women's relay 400 that they did, I think, was it last year or a few months ago? Man, those women killed it. The U.S. women killed that relay. Let's see. We got the women's long jump. the hurdles, and for the women and the men. So as you can see, it's a lot. The track has a lot. They have literally a marathon of events going on for them. Let me see. Let me go on to here. Someone had asked about boxing. Let's look at boxing. Okay, so Spidey, I believe you was asking about the boxing. So the boxing starts tomorrow. They have women's boxing. The first one is at 9:30 a.m. Hopefully, if you want to catch it live, you can get up that early. But if not, you'll just have to catch the replay when it airs later. And shout out to Samuel Bryan for the 5. He said, "What up, Torian? I'm Team USA all the way, but I'm part Cape Verdean." So I can't pronounce that, but shout out to the Cape Verdeans.
Count it up, count it up, count it up, count it, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it.
Denise says, when is the inaugural hip hop breakdance? I'm gonna go over that. When I go through the boxing, I'll pull up the breaking. So we have women's boxing 9:30, 10:18, and they have men's boxing at 11:06, and then they have boxing right there as well. So boxing starts tomorrow. So for anyone who is interested in looking at the boxing kicks off tomorrow. Then on the 28th, they have the boxing on the 28th, and that's the first U.S. Boxing event versus the EOR. I'm guessing that's some kind of a committee. So that's on the 28th. Let's see what else they got going on here. On the 29th, they have more boxing. So we got the 28th, 29th, the 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th, the 31st, the 1st, the 2nd, the 3rd, 4th, the 6th. So they get a break in between. The 7th, the 8th, the 9th, the 10th, and the 10th is the last day of boxing. So Spidey, you said you wanted to know about the boxing schedule. This is the boxing schedule right here. Now, Denise had asked about the breaking. First year that they're doing breaking. So breaking starts on the 9th. Denise, if you're still here, breaking starts on the 9th of August. And I figured it would have a short window because it's a new event. So August the 9th is when the breaking event begins as a whole. So not until the week after next. And it looks like the first day is all the women. So all the women are competing on the 9th, and the men are competing on the 10th, the next day. And that's it. Breaking only has 2 days. So the women will compete on the 9th. They do their pre-qualifier, then they do their quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals all in the same day. And the men do their quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals all in the same day. So there it is. Very short window because it's a new event. Someone mentioned weightlifting. Let's see what they're talking about on weightlifting. So weightlifting will start on the 7th, August the 7th. That is when weightlifting will begin. They have the men's and the women's weightlift on the 7th, and that is it. On the 8th, it's women's and men. On the 9th, women's and men. The 10th is going to be men's and women's, but they're at it for the men, it's 2 different classes. The women is only 1. And that's it. So the weightlifting only has 4 days: the 7th, 8th, the 9th, and the 10th. And what it looks like to me is anything that has a small window, anything that has like a small window is the ones that come towards the end of the actual games itself. Hence why when it came to the breaking, they only had 2 days, which was the 9th and the 10th. This one only has 4 days, which means it starts on the 7th. But when you look at boxing, basketball, track, and all of that, their stuff literally starts tomorrow and runs like the whole 2 weeks. Is there any other category y'all want me to pull up? We already looked at boxing. We looked at track. We looked at gymnastics. We looked at the basketball. We just looked at breaking. We looked at what was that last one we looked at? You said when is golf so I can watch something else? Golf starts on the 1st. ATR. Golf starts on the 1st. And they have a short window as well. So they run from the 1st all the way through the 8th. Even though they have that many days, it's a short window because it's only like on say on the 1st, they have men's individual, the 2nd is men individuals, the 3rd is men's individual, the 4th is men's individual, and then on the 7th it goes to women. And the women only got 2 days. So I think it's safe to say the vast majority of the people that are in here, if we had to do it based on a overall consensus, people are going to be watching basketball, track, gymnastics. Oh, Buzzercam said, what about archery? Okay, archery starts on Sunday. Archery starts on Sunday with the women. So the women are going to kick off archery on Sunday. And then the men are going to do their part on the 29th, which is Monday. So they have the 28th, 29th, 30th, and the 30th, 31st, the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. So the archery events. Oh, I'm my bad. I didn't even keep this. They actually kicked theirs off on the 25th. So they kicked off yesterday as far as a ranking. So they started on the 25th. So they ran from the 25th and they're going to end on the 4th. Zavon said platform diving, or just click on diving. So the diving kicks off on the 27th, which is tomorrow. Women's synchronized springboard. That's the only event for tomorrow. Then on the 29th is men's synchronized platform diving. The 31st is the women's platform final. The 2nd is the men's final. The 5th is the women's preliminary and semifinal. And the 6th is going to be men's preliminary and platform final. The 7th is the springboard semifinal for the men and the preliminary for the women. The 8th is for the women's semifinal and the men's final. The 9th is the preliminary for men and the final for the women. And then the 10th, which is the last day, is the semifinal and the final for the men. So that is the diving. And I think somebody else, Churro said, what about rowing? Let's look up rowing. Kicks off on the 27th. The rowing kicks off on the 27th with the men and women. They have a bunch of events on, like a bunch of different events on the 27th for the men and women's rowing. Then they do basically the same thing, well, probably a different event the next day. I can only imagine how sore their bodies are if they gotta go, if they gotta compete one day and then they gotta go and compete the next day, unless that's a whole new crop of teams. So for the rowing, theirs starts on the 27th and runs all the way through the 3rd. Brother man that said I think he thinks soccer. Let's see where's soccer on here. I don't see soccer on the list. Oh, you know what? No wonder. It's under football. Duh. Of course, it wouldn't say soccer. So, soccer, theirs kicked off on the 24th. So soccer they started 2 days ago. For those who wanted to know about soccer. So they started 2 days ago. So they ahead of the curve. So they started on the 24th and run all the way to the 10th. It's like they got a whole tournament going on. They literally are probably the first people to start and one of the last to finish. So that's the soccer right there. Rugby starts on the 27th. I'm sorry, they're started on the 24th, just like soccer, and they run all the way to what's this last day? The 30th. So the 30th is their last day. They end before August. But yeah, so what I'll do is I'll post the link to the schedule in the chat if y'all want to hold on to it. That way, if there's anything that y'all want to look up as far as the scheduling goes for whatever event that you're looking forward to, it's right there. But just know that all the events, well, not all of the events, but a lot of the ones y'all are looking forward to kick off tomorrow for the most part. So that's pretty much it. Shiro says breaking the only new sport. I believe breaking is the only new sport. I don't know when you came in, but breaking only has 2 days, and they don't kick off until the 9th of August, which is 3 days, which is 2 days before the actual last day of the Olympics. They only have the 9th and the 10th, and they do all the women's stuff in one day, and they do all the men's stuff in one day, and that's it. But breaking, as far as I know, is the only new event that is coming in. Everything else is, of course, been there. They're more established. A brother man said that there's 3 new sports. One chance says surfing is new. Okay. Oh, I didn't know about that one. Brother man says, did you mention volleyball? I didn't do volleyball and handball. Like I said, I posted the link. It has a schedule for all the events. It has all the days, the rounds, the times, and all of that. But like I said, keep this in mind. This is based on Paris times. Paris is about 6 or 7 hours ahead of us. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at that schedule. So that means that a lot of the events that if you want to catch them live, you're going to have to wake up pretty early to catch it. Otherwise, you're going to have to watch the rerun later on in the evening, which I'm sure a lot of people are going to fall into, especially if you work. So if you work, then you're going to fall into the category, okay, I'm going to just have to catch the rerun. That's why when it came to the opening ceremony, for me, it started at 1:30 p.m. on the East Coast, but they are rerunning it at 7:30 for those who could not catch it live. Nick, I didn't see anything about Double Dutch. I thought ATR said golf is new. I thought golf was always been there for some reason. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention. The true Royal fan says, "What is the weather like?" Are you talking about the weather where I'm at? If you're talking about the weather where I'm at, the weather is pleasant. It is nice. The weather is nice today. It hasn't been scorchingly hot the last few days. It actually been feeling like spring. You said I didn't see. I'm learning. Listen, I'm learning something new. I didn't know Double Dutch was in there. I didn't know double. See, now y'all about to make me go look this up. I did not know Double Dutch was in there. Oh, you said in Paris. Oh, it was raining. When I saw the clips in the opening ceremony, it was raining the whole time that it was going on. Okay, I'm trying to see. I'm looking things up now. I don't think that Double Dutch is added as an Olympic sport. I think they said the furthest that it made it to was like the World Championships or something like that. But I don't see anything on here that's saying that it's an Olympic sport. So I don't see anything that says it's an Olympic sport. They just said that it's like a world championship type of thing. I guess maybe for those because they do have Double Dutch competitions, but I don't see anything on there that has it down as an actual Olympic event. ATR said maybe for 2028, maybe considering that in 2028 it's going to be in LA. So we'll see. And man, let me tell you, Troy, I don't know how you're going to do it. When the Olympics comes to LA in 2028, I assume that you had to deal with it when the Olympics was in LA back in the 80s. But yeah, it's going to be a mess out there in LA in 4 years. So those of y'all who are unaware, the 2028 Olympics is going to be in Los Angeles again because it was in LA back in the 80s. I can only imagine what and this is going to be the first time the Olympics is going to be in the States since Atlanta back in 96. That traffic is going to be ridiculous. And the thing is, LA traffic is already bad. Trust me, I know. Nanashi says there are national and international championships, just not officially sponsored by the Olympics. Okay. Well, thanks for telling me that. I'm assuming you're talking about the Double Dutch. Oh, true. You said I'm in North. Oh, you're in the Northern California. LA is the South. Well, consider yourself lucky. I heard that they're building some kind of railway system there that goes from like San Francisco, like a bullet train from San Francisco to LA, so people can transport there easier to avoid that traffic for the games. And my word on the street is like $100 million project. ATR said golf isn't new. It wasn't. I kind of figured it wasn't. I was thinking about saying this to myself. Golf doesn't sound like it's new. Okay, so yeah, I saw that the other day, and I'm like, have fun with that. I'm glad I live where I live because I'm almost for certain they will never, ever, ever put the Olympic Games in the DMV area. That is too close to that White House. That is too close to the Capitol. They will not do it. So I'm glad I will most likely never ever have to deal with that. Brother Man is supposed to be doing the railway system, but there's a lot of problems with delays, of bomb threats. So just a heads up. Yeah, I heard about that. I was watching a video about that the other day. As far as that rail system goes. Nashi says DCA and Dulles would implode. Could you imagine the metro? Listen, they would have to shut down the whole DMV for 2 weeks. And I'm gonna tell you this right now, because there's no way I would be going outside that much if that was to come here. But like I said, I highly doubt that they would ever put the Olympic Games in this area. It's too, like I said, it's too close to that White House. It's too close to the Capitol. They would never do it. Scoop said, I'm in LA and I'm not looking forward to it. I'm sure all LA residents are not looking forward to it. If I was an LA resident, I wouldn't be looking forward to it. I bet you there's some people right now that are probably trying to figure out a plan to try to move if they haven't done so already. True said they've been building that rail system for many years. I heard that it's like a stalled project. I wouldn't want to say it's a failed project because they're still working on it, but it's like a stalled project because there's so many issues. It's not like they're moving in one direction cohesively. It's like a lot of stopping and going. But yeah, I'll check out the different events that are occurring with the ones that I want to watch. And if I don't catch them live because of the time difference, then it is what it is. At least when it came to Rio, the time difference wasn't that bad because while they are in a different country, well, a different continent and country, we're still in the West. You're talking about Paris. They all the way on another continent and another country on the East, in the Eastern Hemisphere. So the time wasn't that bad when they were here in Rio. It was like a couple of hours difference. But anyway, y'all, I'm going to go ahead now and end the stream. Shout out to everybody that came up and spoke. I'm glad. This is why I like to do Freestyle Fridays, because we can do stuff like this. And next month, Freestyle Friday is going to be very interesting because it's the day after Michael Jackson's birthday. I plan to do a Michael Jackson dedicated stream. That should be fun. And let people just come up and speak about the GOAT himself. And by the way, the San Diego Comic-Con is going on this weekend. And word on the street is they got the first official trailer for that new Michael biopic that's coming out next year, but it's only going to be available for the people that's in attendance. Hopefully nobody leaks it, because if they do, that means that the studio Lionsgate, who is making the movie, is going to be forced to drop the trailer way ahead of time, or they're going to have to rearrange it when they do officially drop it. So I'm really looking forward to whenever they drop it. Please, I hope nobody leaks it, because I want to see that as fresh as possible. But with that being said, y'all, we're going to get ready to go ahead and shut this stream down. There's another Freestyle Friday in the books. Of course, we'll be coming back at it again at the end of August. Tomorrow will be my Deadpool and Wolverine review. That's going to be coming at 12, and then around 4, I will be doing my live on Sonia Massey. So be sure to be in attendance for both of those. With that being said, y'all enjoy the rest of your day, the rest of your evening, and I will talk to you all tomorrow.